Dr. Keith approved this ad and apparently is the only one watching it as well. Hello, Keith here again with my How the Government Should Work series, and this is video 9 where we're going to talk about jobs. I already previewed this a little bit in my last video when I talked about measurements and metrics, but essentially I've got two policy goals in this area. The first is more jobs, and the second is more well-paying jobs. Very simple. Again, a presidential candidate, and you should be looking for this in any candidate, should be able to explain it at the beginning at this simple level, and then they should be able to go further. I previewed this in the last video, so I won't go through it again. With those two goals, we have measurements, we have metrics to go with them. The simplest way that you make jobs is you make more stuff in America, you provide more services in America, you buy American made. That's how you make more jobs. You make more well-paying jobs by training workers to perform higher paying jobs, moving workers up into the middle class, increasing collective bargaining, incentivizing small business creation and growth, because on average small businesses pay higher wages than large businesses, and you raise the minimum wage, and you do all those things. I have 6 policy initiatives in this. I'm going to go through them very quickly. I've showed you here kind of how they map to what I just talked about. We're going to modify corporate tax rates to incentivize American workers and American-made products. We're going to do selected trade embargoes. We're going to have a Buy American program. We're going to do a major training program. We're going to increase collective bargaining, and we're going to have a small business program. I'll go through each of those real quickly. Again, I'm trying to give you a sense of how detailed, what level of thought process you should be getting from presidential candidates. I already showed this when I talked about Buy American Made and the ways that you incentivize that. Modify the corporate federal tax rate to incentivize that. I already talked about this in a previous video, so I won't belabor it with a lot of time. Selected trade embargoes. Embargoes must be targeted and strategic, and this is a very harsh approach, and so this is where people will start calling me a crackpot, and that's fine. I just believe that we've been banging heads with a lot of countries on them stealing our intellectual property rights, and in our mind not treating us fairly, and we're dealing with a lot of countries where the government subsidizes and basically makes the capitalism not pure. Not that it's pure here, but it's basically state-run companies which don't have to make a profit. And so we've argued about this for years and years, and I think we need to have a 10-year phased plan to end trade relations with China. As long as they're going to steal intellectual property, it's time to stop working with them. Again, people will call me a crackpot for that, but I think it makes a lot of sense. Buy American program, persistent messaging to buy American-made products, and incentivize key technology sectors where we want America to have dominance. AI, IT, cyber, energy, future energy solutions, things of that sort. And then a major training program. Train 5 million people into higher paying jobs in 2 years. So basically literally move 5 million people from below the middle class and move them up into the middle class with a training program. Privately funded. I have a lot of ideas on how to do that. Don't have time in this video to talk about it. And then relocation assistance. We need to move people to where the jobs are. Incentivize collective bargaining. This is just kind of motherhood and apple pie. The President of the United States should be 100% pro-union. Unions help workers make better salaries. And the President of the United States should do everything he can to incentivize unions to help workers. Small business program. I talked previously about a 5% corporate tax rate reduction for small businesses, 1 million or less in annual revenue. And the U.S. government will finally in the Dr. Keith administration meet its small business contracting goals, women-owned small business, ADA, HUBZone, things of that sort. And that's how a president creates jobs. You have a good day, and I'm an independent, and I'm not voting for Democrats or Republicans anymore, and I don't think you should either. Thank you.